Have you ever looked at someone and felt like you were staring at a ghost from the past? Genetics can be a mysterious and startling force, occasionally skipping a generation only to reappear with breathtaking precision. In the royal time of Hollywood, we are counting down 15 grandchildren who didn't just inherit a famous last name, they inherited the very eyes, smiles, and expressions that made their grandfathers legendary. Stay until the end, because the resemblance in the final few is so uncanny you'll think you're seeing double. Number 1 is Stephen R. McQueen and Steve McQueen. The king of cool, Steve McQueen, ruled the 60s and 70s with a quiet, rebellious intensity. His grandson, Stephen R. McQueen, famously known as Jeremy Gilbert on The Vampire Diaries, carries that same smoldering gaze. While Steve was known for the speed of bullet, Stephen has found his own pace, moving from supernatural dramas to roles in Chicago Fire. Number 2 is Emma Ferrer and Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn remains the eternal symbol of grace and humanitarianism. Her granddaughter, Emma Ferrer, inherited that striking, swan-like elegance. A model and artist, Emma also continues her grandmother's heart work as a spokesperson for UNICEF, proving that Audrey's beauty was more than skin deep. Number 3 is Sean Flynn and Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn was the ultimate swashbuckler of the Golden Age. His grandson, Sean Flynn, who rose to fame on Nickelodeon's Zoe 101, shares the same mischievous charm. While Errol defined the action hero, Sean's journey shows how a Hollywood legacy can evolve into something more personal and modern. Number 4 is Billie Lourd and Debbie Reynolds. When the world lost Debbie Reynolds in 2016, we lost a piece of cinema history. Her granddaughter, Billie Lourd, daughter of the late Carrie Fisher, carries the family torch. From American Horror Story to her role in the Star Wars sequels, Billie embodies the same wit and indestructible spirit that defined her iconic grandmother. Number 5 is Clark James Gable and Clark Gable. Clark Gable was the king of Hollywood, a man whose confidence defined an era. His grandson, Clark James Gable, inherited that legendary smile and hosted the reality show Cheaters. Tragically, Clark James passed away in 2019 at the age of 30, a heartbreaking end for a young man who looked every bit like Hollywood royalty. Number 6 is Quinn Tivey and Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor's violet eyes and fierce spirit were legendary. Her grandson, Quinn Tivey, might not be in the tabloids, but he carries her legacy forward as a co-trustee of her estate and an ambassador for the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. To the world, she was a myth. To Quinn, she was simply grandma. Number 7 is Ethan Peck and Gregory Peck. Gregory Peck provided the moral compass for Hollywood in To Kill a Mockingbird. Today, his grandson Ethan Peck carries that same classic jawline and deep, authoritative voice. Ethan has carved his own niche in the sci-fi world, stepping into the massive boots of Leonard Nimoy to play a young Spock in Star Trek: Discovery. Number 8 is Arthur Donald and Paul McCartney. As a founding member of the Beatles, Paul McCartney changed music forever. His eldest grandson, Arthur Donald, looks strikingly like a young Macca from the A Hard Day's Night era. Rather than the stage, Arthur chose the halls of Yale, though his recent high-profile romance with Phoebe Gates has kept him in the headlines. Number 9 is Tony Goldwyn and Samuel Goldwyn. Samuel Goldwyn was the G in MGM, a pioneer who built the studio system. His grandson, Tony Goldwyn, chose to live inside that system as an actor. Most famous for his role as President Fitzgerald Grant on Scandal, Tony shares the same sharp, ambitious features that helped his grandfather build an empire. Number 10 is Tookie Brando and Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando was the most influential actor of his time, moody, raw, and undeniably handsome. His grandson, Tookie Brando, inherited those haunting features. Despite a childhood marked by family tragedy, Tookie has become a successful face for Versace, carrying the Brando look onto the world's most prestigious runways. Number 11 is Una Chaplin and Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin used silence to speak to the world. His granddaughter, Una Chaplin, uses her voice to command the screen in hits like Game of Thrones and Taboo. She shares the same expressive, soulful eyes that her grandfather used to make the world laugh and cry without saying a single word. Number 12 is Tayla Lynn and Loretta Lynn. The coal miner's daughter, Loretta Lynn, redefined country music. Her granddaughter, Tayla Lynn, followed in those famous footsteps. Tayla's journey has been one of resilience, overcoming addiction to sing her Meemaw's songs with the same grit and honesty that made Loretta a legend. Number 13 is Ollie Aston and Patty Duke. Patty Duke was a child star who grew into an Oscar-winning force. Her granddaughter, Ollie Aston, daughter of Lord of the Rings star Sean Astin, is a third-generation talent. Ollie has appeared in her father's films, carrying on the family's legacy of performance that began in the early days of television. Number 14 is Ever Carradine and John Carradine. John Carradine was the patriarch of an acting dynasty and a staple of classic horror. His granddaughter, Ever Carradine, has kept the family name alive through decades of consistent work in shows like The Handmaid's Tale. She proves that in the Carradine family, talent and longevity are hereditary. Number 15 is Pablo Dillon and Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan is a lyrical enigma who defined a generation. His grandson, Pablo Dylan, initially started in hip-hop before gravitating toward the folk and rock sounds of his lineage. Pablo respects his grandfather's shadow but is determined to chart his own course, stating, "I'm not following anyone else." The bloodlines of Hollywood are deep and often surprising. Whether they choose the spotlight or a life of quiet service, these grandchildren remind us that while stars may fade, their essence lives on. Which of these lookalikes shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. Enjoying these incredible resemblances? Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Royal Time of Hollywood for more deep dives into the lives of your favorite stars.